Welcome to my channel Phi Concepts CHM. This is the second part of the differential amplifier series. Here we will see about the DC analysis of differential amplifier, output offset voltage, input offset current, input bias current. DC analysis of differential amplifier. When you are not applying any input signal to the differential amplifier, then the DC or the quiescent conditions prevail in the circuit. We will now find the bias voltages and bias currents in the circuit. So the figure shows the basic arrangement for an NPN differential amplifier. Typical circuit values have been assumed to make the treatment illustrative. The circuit is symmetrical, that is the transistors Q1 and Q2, they are identical. The collector loads, that is RC1, RC2, they are equal, and the base resistors RB, base resistors, they are also equal. We assume that the base current is very small so that we can ignore the voltage drop across the base resistors. That is VB1 is equal to VB2 is equal to 0 volt. Now we will write down the emitter voltage, which we get from the equation VBE is equal to VB minus BE. Rearranging that equation, we get BE is equal to VB1 minus VBE. Same way, VB2 minus VBE. VBE is approximately 0.7, that is substituted here. So VB1 minus 0.7 and VB2 minus 0.7. We have assumed that this VB1 and VB2 are 0 volts. So substituting that, we get minus 0.7 volt. Therefore, VE1 is equal to VE2 is equal to VE is equal to minus 0.7 volt. The voltage across this emitter resistor RE can be written as VEE minus VBE. So we will apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law to the loop consisting of VEE, the base emitter junction of Q1, and this RB base resistor. So we have the voltage across the emitter resistor, we will write it down as VRE is equal to VEE minus VBE minus VRB. VRB is actually the base voltage which we have assumed as 0 volt. So that is substituted here. So we get VRE as VEE minus VBE. So the current in the emitter resistor can be written as the voltage across the emitter resistor VEE minus VBE divided by RE. This is called as the tail current. Parameters of the differential amplifier due to the mismatch of the transistors. We assume that the transistors are identical, perfectly matched. That is, they have exactly the same electrical characteristics. In practice, this cannot happen. There will be some difference between the characteristics of the two transistors. This leads us to the following two parameters of the differential amplifier. One is the output offset voltage and second is the input offset current. First, output offset voltage. Even though the transistors in the differential amplifier are very closely matched, there are some differences in their electrical characteristics. One of these differences is found in the values of VBE for the two transistors. When VBE1 is not equal to VBE2, that is the base emitter voltages for the two transistors, they are not equal, an imbalance is created in the differential amplifier. The differential amplifier may show some voltage at the output. So it will show some voltage at the output even when the voltage applied between the two input terminals is 0. So that is shown in this figure. We can see the inputs are grounded, the input voltage is 0. Even then some output voltage will appear. This is called as the output offset voltage. So the inputs of the differential amplifier are grounded. The output shows a measurable voltage. This voltage is a result of the imbalance in the differential amplifier, which causes one of the transistors to conduct harder than the other. There are several methods that may be used to eliminate the output offset voltage. One of these is to apply an input offset voltage between the input terminals of the differential amplifier this way, so as to make the output 0 volt. The value of the input offset voltage required to eliminate the output offset voltage is given by VIO is equal to Vout offset divided by the gain A. A is the voltage gain. Second is the input offset current. When the output offset voltage of a differential amplifier is eliminated, there will be a slight difference between the input currents to the non-inverting and inverting inputs of the device. This slight difference in the input currents is called as the input offset current, and it is caused by the beta mismatch between the transistors. For example, if IB1 is 75 microamperes and IB2 is 65 microamperes, then I-in offset is 75 minus 65 is equal to 10 microamperes. The difference in the base currents indicates how closely matched the transistors are. If the transistors are identical, the input offset current is 0 because both the base currents will be equal. But in practice, the two transistors are different and the two base currents are not equal. Input bias current. The inputs to an op-amp require some amount of DC biasing current for the transistors in the differential amplifier. The input bias current is defined as the average of the two DC base currents, that is, I-in bias is equal to IB1 plus IB2 divided by 2. For example, if IB1 is 85 microamperes and IB2 is 75 microamperes, then we can get the input bias current as 85 plus 75 divided by 2, and that is 80 microamperes. This means that when no signal is applied, the inputs of the op-amp will draw a DC current of 80 microamperes. The fact that both the transistors require an input biasing current leads to the following operating restriction. An op-amp will not work if either of its inputs is open, as shown in this figure. The non-inverting input here is shown to have an open between the op-amp and the ground. The open circuit would not allow the DC biasing current required for the operation of the differential amplifier. The transistor associated with the inverting input would work, but not the one associated with the non-inverting input. So the differential amplifier will also not work. That is, the overall op-amp circuit will not work. Hence, an input bias current path must always be provided for both op-amp inputs. Thank you for watching this video.